Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about why you don't always give crystals away for free. This is going to make a lot of sense to a lot of you. It will make so much sense. I'm going to start this video off by, that's the fastest way to never see someone again, is by gifting them a crystal. You'll give someone a crystal because it was in your will, it was in your heart, it was in your soul, and you'll never see them again. That's most cases. This is not the case always. This is something I should say at the very start of this video. You have to keep in mind, crystals are spiritual power through the Most High God. They are spiritual currency. There has to be a balance as to why you're gifting a crystal to someone. You can't just gift random crystals to random people, or you can really mess up certain karmas. For example, if that person was the worst person in the last life, or they did something really bad in this life, and you gifted them something for money or abundance, and that person's at this point in time, they're doing some kind of learning, but it just seems like they're kind of innocent or not in a good place when you don't know the whole story. You just kind of took on their karma. It sounds wild, it sounds crazy, but you really have to know that everything is not free in the spiritual world. There's a price for everything. When you meditate, you pay. You pay with your energy. You pay with your time. This is why your guides get stronger when you pay them time during meditation. You literally pay attention to your guides. You're paying them attention. That's more valuable than money. Attention is more valuable than money in the spiritual world. That is money in the spiritual world. Now, I'm going to talk about this right now. Every single crystal does something completely different. There's no one crystal that does something... they all do something a little tiny similar, but they're all healing. So I'm going to say some scenarios as to what happens when you gift someone a crystal. And this might open a lot of people's eyes and be like, what the... And I'll tell you when you can give crystals to people, because I'm not just going to say, never gift anyone crystals. It's because it's based on an appropriate timing. What about Moldavite? I said Moldavite's good to give to someone. Yeah, when your angels allow it, when the Most High God allows it, because God will literally, he'll shred you out of someone's life if you're going to gift them Moldavite and it's going to hurt them. He'll literally rip you out of their life. It's because you don't hurt them. Or he'll make whoever you're gifting the crystal to, just something happens so you don't come across them again, or they're busy, their schedule changes, etc. But a whole bunch of stuff happens when you're not in the right when gifting the crystal. And it sounds mean, gift them something else. Don't give them a crystal, because crystals have a certain currency energy about them. So in orders, when people place an order from FloridaStoneman.com, I gift selenite. Why is that? It's because people paid for the necklace. People paid for the bracelet. So they paid for something, and I usually gift them something that will help cleanse and charge what they bought, or what you guys bought from me. But what happens when someone's giving away crystal jewelry? It depends, because if that person paid for the crystal jewelry and they give it away, it really depends. So if they gave it to someone who they love, it protects them. They paid for the necklace. But what if the person acquired the necklace with their time and money, and they put the necklace together, and now they're just gifting the necklaces to everyone they know? It depends. It really depends. If it depends on if it's the family, if it's the friends, etc. But there are certain levels of karma. So you will propel that person forth in their spiritual journey, whether they like it or not, by giving them a crystal. It will have the gift energy from the heart chakra as a resonance on it. So, and this goes with anything. You can't be too giving ever. You can never be too giving. You will 100% block your heart chakra and stop all your blessings from coming in if you give too much. If you don't believe it, what happens? Okay, I'm not going to use the body as an example. I'm going to put that one down, because people snooping in on my video. They can watch the video on... And yeah, I'm the kind of person to roll the window up and people start snooping. I'll open another window, but when people... I'm not going to use the body as an example, because the heart gives and sends blood to the rest of the body. I'll just use the example. So what happens when there's too much blood given, or too much blood goes out versus too much blood, no blood coming in? So let's just say, I'm going to go back to the example. Let's just say if someone has a full glass of water, and they're pouring without other people pouring into the glass of water, you will be empty. You will be fully empty. And there's no balance in that, because now you're at a deficit, and now you're on the wrong side of giving and receiving. You can actually really hurt people by giving someone who takes too much. You'll enable them, and you didn't help. So is this a video talking about never gift anyone anything? No, gift people if it's going to change your life, if it'll save your life, and if you paid for it in your spiritual price, your physical price, because the physical price is the spiritual price at the same time. Because people will ask, can I have free jewelry? No, because there's no balance in that. The karma comes back on me, it comes back on them, and usually something has to be karmically paid. So that's why you have ancestor money. That's why you have certain people do certain practices. It's to pay karmic debts. That's why people will do certain cleansings. It's to pay bad ties. You got to really think about this. So when can you gift someone a crystal without receiving the karmic ties? Ask yourself, did I just buy this as a present? If it's a present, then it's a present. If it's a birthday, whatever, you care about the person, then you're that's attached to your karma, because it helps you help them. So it's a little confusing, but not confusing at the same time. When does it get bad? To clarify it, when can you gift something? You gift it when it's appropriate. You'll have a feeling as to when it's appropriate. When is there no balance in gifting something to someone? If you don't know their background, if you don't know their full story, if you don't know their karmas, and you're literally, because some people will just like, I feel called to give this to you, and they'll take their jewelry off. And I really don't want to sound mean. They'll take their jewelry off and they'll gift it to someone else. You never do that. I know people who've done that, and this is the part where I have to be like the mean mage. So basically that person you have to realize what goes on in the astral realm, because it translates differently here. So it's kind of like you gave up your protections. Sometimes you accidentally give up a gift when you're gifting, because there's a whole bunch of an entire symbolic meaning behind gifting someone something. So if this necklace represents gifts and I take it off and I give it to someone, that represents giving away my gifts. It symbolically represents that there was no payment made, and it's basically like a passing down. You would do that to someone like a child, maybe a family member, because maybe they might need that. Some gifts regenerate, some don't. So it just really depends. Gifts of fire, they regenerate because fire spreads. Gifts of water, you can give some because it'll eventually fill back up. I talk about elemental gifts and whatnot, but because every stone's attached to an element. But when do you give crystals? You'll have a feeling. It won't be in the urge of a moment. It's like, oh, take this. If it's in the urge of a moment and you haven't thought it out and you haven't gone through it with your guides and you're trying to surprise your guides, because you can surprise your guides sometimes when they're doing something else and you're like, oh, take this. Then your financial abundance stops coming in. Your love life is shut off. Your blessings are just frozen. So if you're gifting something because maybe you have extra, that is an excellent reason to gift, because maybe your cup is too full and it's literally running over. This is actually a really good point, because there's certain people who have about 10, 20 tourmaline necklaces. And yes, tourmaline necklaces, maybe not all the necklaces are from me, but they'll just have a bunch of black tourmaline necklaces because they want to gift it to people, or people have different pairs. So some people will wear this one day, this when that one gets full, and they'll just swap it out. So, and people do really, the one thing about black tourmaline is they really do see the value in tourmaline as a necklace because they see what it does. There's different chakras tourmaline can go on, so sometimes people get multiple tourmaline necklaces because they see what it does. Now, what happens if the person has extra and they start giving extra? Then that's okay, because like I said, I wish I had a cup of water as an example. If it's spilling over, there's no balance in it spilling over. At that point, it's not even pretty. It's like, okay, you have a little too much. So, let me use an example. Some people are like, they'll find out someone's a billionaire and they'll be like, oh, give me your money. Like, really? Like, is that how it works? You can be a billionaire, but if you use $1 billion and you make $1 billion, now you have nothing. So there's no balance in that. So you have to understand everything's a karmic balance. So you're paying, this video might confuse some people, but it'll get you thinking. I started this video off by saying, the fastest way to never see someone again is by gifting the crystal. It's because they only came across you in your reality because you were at a set vibration. That person came across you because they had some kind of, and when I say karma to learn, it's not a bad karma, it's a good karma. It's not a bad or a good karma, it's just karma in general. It could be a bad or good, it could be neutral. So neutral is either lesser bad, lesser good. So like, for example, in a love life, if someone comes around you and they're on your vibrational compatibility and you give that person a whole bunch of stuff that they didn't need or they're not going to use, or it'll kind of put that person in a different vibration to be pushed away from you. Why is it pushing them away from you? Why is it doing that? Now, and this is why you have to make sure the crystal you get someone's appropriate. If it's protection, it's good. But if that crystal is to outgrow you, and you didn't really, and this can get confusing. If that person's karma is not fully right, and you're not close to them like that, and you're not vibrationally compatible like that, you're not energetically compatible like that, then they're gonna outgrow you. When that healing should have been for you, and you included them in your healing, versus now you're giving them healing you don't even have yourself. Does that make sense? Because when it comes to the astral realm, when it comes to spirituality, you really have to just think of everything as a balance. It really depends on the case. So some people are going to watch this video and be like, oh, I'm afraid of giving jewelry, gifting jewelry. Well, if you're in a place where you're already healed and you're not just completely unbalanced and you're just giving away jewelry, because I know people who do that. I know some people, and I'll correct people on it too. When people get crystals from me, I'd be like, Florida slang. I'll tell them, but I'll tell people, like, align yourself first, or you're gonna push this person away from you because they'll be on a higher vibration than you. That's just how it is. It's the laws of vibrational incompatibility and compatibility. So get yourself right, then you can give something. Then you can do that. So you should be doing that anyway. Are you going to gift someone a house when you don't have a house yourself? Think of everything in the terms of balance, and you will be set, you will be okay, you will be fine, you won't have anything to worry about. And this is actually why a lot of you just won't. For example, keep in mind, if you're seeing someone who actually is receptive to crystal jewelry, and that person's like, okay, I like the crystal jewelry, versus they almost kind of don't want it, and you're kind of giving it to them, like take it, unless it's a family member, unless it's a close friend who you care about, and it's going to change their life, then it's okay. But if it's someone who's like kind of like partially an acquaintance, partial friend, it's like, take this jewelry. And they're like, oh, the crystals are kind of evil, because some of people have entities on them that will basically scare them off. So you'll give them a crystal. The crystal will probably do some crazy stuff because it's getting rid of evil on them. It made a giant imbalance of karma. You're taking on some of what happened to them because they never paid a price of what they did in the past. And you're kind of like, it's kind of messing things up. Now, like I said, you really have to feel out the situation, because it can depend. So a lot of you who gifted a crystal to someone, probably someone who's new to your love. I mean, if it's someone who's been in your love life for a while, then give them the crystal. If it's someone who is brand new to your love life and you give them a crystal and there's no balance in that person's not gifting you anything. And when I say gifting you something too, it's because it's giving and receiving. If you're someone who's too giving, you'll never receive, because the heart chakra will close up. That's the pink and green sides of your heart chakra have to do with giving and receiving. They have to be in equal. They have to be fully equal with each other, or you're gonna get stuck. Now, there is scenarios on how you can make a giving person a receiving person, and there's a scenario on how you can make a person who is too receiving a giving person. I'm gonna make another video about that another time. But if I'll just say a little sneak peek. If someone's too taking, if all they do is take, they come over to your house, they give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. Go, oh, when are you gonna give me that? If that person takes too much, make them give something to you. That'll actually fix their heart chakra. It sounds mean. I don't want to make the person do that. Make them give. Teach the person how to give. And it will actually repair their relationships. It'll repair their finances. It'll get them balanced, because people have to be both giving and receiving. If someone in the conversation is just giving all their advice and they're not letting you talk, what kind of conversation is that? It's like, you see some people who just talk, they don't let you talk. It's like, you walk away, you never want to talk to that person ever again. They never let you talk. It's like, they don't know your name, they don't know who you were, they just let it out at you, and you weren't feeling that. So same thing with the crystals as an analogy. Same exact thing. Good example, Keith. If you just dump your energy on them and you're trying to heal them all at once and you're not close like that, then at that point you'll push the person away, because they're going to be very confused. Because sometimes you have to be with these people when you give them crystals. So family members, usually people get tourmaline for their entire household as a necklace, because they care about the people in the household, but the people in the household will start going through stuff to be able to purge shadows and purge dark entities. So entities on them will get upset, entities will get scared and afraid, and they'll bolt and they'll run. But you have to know when to gift something to someone. This is with anything, but most importantly, it's with crystals, because crystals continue doing their jobs. You can gift herbs, but herbs are very manual. So in this exception, crystals are kind of an exception. So be very cautious as to who you give crystals to, and keep in mind, they're gemstones. They're called gemstones. Some of them are very expensive and hard to get. So if you're giving away, the Bible talks about don't cast your pearls before swine. If you're just giving your, and I don't want to call people swine like that, but if you're just pouring pearls on people who see it as no value, you're going to close your heart chakra, your financial abundance will stop coming in, but you'll just see the person run away from you. Because God usually takes the person out of your life because it makes them more vibrationally incompatible. Maybe you weren't helping that person learn their lesson. Can be a little confusing in this topic of the video. When do you gift it? Ask your angels. Just most importantly, ask God, ask your angels, should I gift this person this? Is this an okay thing to do? Don't do it in the heat of the moment. Oh, gift. Because you're going to mess both of your karmas up and it won't be fun. So, in essence, get a feeling as to when you should give something. If it's a close person, like a family member, if it's not a close person, because you really have to pay attention. Like I said, crystals are spiritual currency. And I thought there was no people in here. There's one person on the boat literally screaming. I mean, okay. But to finish up this video topic, and yeah, that's Florida. Florida is wild, so I'm always keeping my eyes peeled. You always see me looking around in my videos with all the rocks hanging from the back of my head, which I don't normally show people. But if you'd like to gift a crystal, make sure you're balanced first. Follow the rules in this video, and I'll make a specific set of rules. So basically, rules 1 through 7, for example, as to when you can gift a crystal, when you shouldn't gift a crystal, because it'll make your life a lot easier. Your karma will be better, and things will go easier for you. So if you'd like to get a crystal, get your crystal from FloridaStoneman.com. When should you gift it? When your angels tell you to. If you're just giving away, like for example, if a billionaire just gave $1 million to everyone who they came across, they would eventually go homeless because there's no balance in that. So find the balance in gifting. So if you'd like to get a gift from FloridaStoneman.com for someone, make sure it's okay with your guides, most importantly with God. And most people won't say this, because coming from someone who sells crystals, most people will be like, yeah, just gift everyone everything. Gift to people when it's appropriate. Don't get a crystal from and yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. Do not get a crystal from FloridaStoneman.com if you're not healed first for someone else. So get it for yourself before you get it for someone else. And think about what I'm saying. Someone who sells crystals is telling you not to get a crystal as a gift for someone else. So it takes a lot of I don't know if humility is the right word, but you can't sell people lies. And that's one thing I'll never do. I'll never sugarcoat anything. I'll never just sell a crystal for the point of selling a crystal. I'll sell a crystal because it heals people and it changes people's lives. And if I know someone is going to gift a bunch of crystals to someone else and not get themselves right first, I'll keep that person in check, and I'll make sure they get themselves right first, and then allow them to gift the crystals to other people. Okay, check out FloridaStoneman.com if you haven't already. Get your energy right first before you give something to someone else. If you don't mind if you never see the person again, it's okay. It's just usually how the laws of karma works and energetic balances. But ask your questions in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.